Hi there, I'm just wanting to do a video, and if you can hear something in the background, that will be my heater. But I just want to talk about this thing that I bought in the picture here, which I got from eBay, which is a beautiful thing. It's got the red poppy, the white poppy and the purple poppy. Red poppy is to support the soldiers, white poppy to support all victims of war, and purple poppy to support all animal victims of war, which is wrong that they have to include animals into war, you know. And I just want to start off by saying that, you know, I've said it so many times that, and it's so obvious, that without soldiers, war is impossible. It's not possible. You know, the governments would then have to go and have a boxing match between themselves or something, you know. But that's the truth. We as a collective, the people on this on any planet, make the decisions as a collective. If enough people want one thing, then that one thing will happen. If enough people want the other thing, then it won't. But people don't get that they create reality. They don't realise that. They actually think that a few people in a government or something. I mean, you take a country, for example. A country, a government. The members of a government is nothing compared to the numbers of the country. You know what I mean? When you can I mean, I'm not a genius at maths, but even I can work out that over the majority, that's a ridiculously small number. So we have the power. The people have the power. And as an interview on YouTube I've been watching for many years now with John Lennon, and he's explaining how that's what the song Power to the People was all about, that it was about helping people understand that they have this power. But they don't understand that. Soldiers don't have to die in wars. That's the whole point of what I'm trying to get to. It's not to try and insult anyone or offend anyone. If you're offended, I couldn't care less anyway. But it's to try and make people aware that they create their own reality. People have been so brainwashed to think that that they don't create their own reality. That's what they want you to think. They want you to think that you're powerless. And that, you know, like these movies about demons you have, and that, oh, you're powerless, and something that is going to, everything can overpower you, because you're just a little human with no power. And it's not true. Even scientifically, it's not true. It's like lately I've been watching on YouTube these science documentaries, and done by a professor of science that's speaking on it and that's hosting it. And even they explain how everything came from nothing. And science, I'm not saying that I believe everything science says, but it's usually accurate, they say, because science is just taking the numbers and adding everything up, so it's absolutely bang on. That's all science is, really. And you know, and like everything comes from nothing, so meaning if life comes from nothing, that means that the nothing is just awareness. That means that that's all we are, infinite awareness. You know, that's it. And no smart grid or 5G or anything or climate change can get in the way of that. That all reality is, including planet Earth, is just a simulated reality, because everything starts from energy. Nothing, sorry. But the nothing would have to be aware in order to produce an experience. So that means that we're just awareness. But what's awareness? It's electricity. To produce a reality from electricity, it'd be like putting electricity into a meter for your electricity. You know, your token or whatever you put into it. And it's like a simulation. And that's basically what we're living in. Many scientists believe in this now. Simulation theory is very strong. And So if that's the case, then climate change doesn't exist then. Climate change cannot exist on a planet that's a simulation. That's virtual. Because whoever's controlling the virtual reality is controlling the world. And who's controlling the virtual reality? It's us. Like I said earlier, we create reality. You know, we're controlling this reality. Everything comes from emotion, right? So that's how you heal yourself. You focus on your emotions and you let them steer you in the right direction. But that creates reality. So then when you've got this going around a whole simulated reality, then that's creating, if you've got craziness, then that'll create a crazy planet. It depends what the collective is. You know, what kind of feelings do they have? So you can only make change not by voting, but you make change by changing yourself. Then when everybody does this, then the planet changes properly. Because you don't just want to change it by voting and having some psychopath in charge. You know, you want to change it from within yourself, and then the whole planet is in harmony, you see. Then you don't need vaccinations, because you don't have illness. Right? See, all this illness and war, it's all just a machine that the system wants to keep going. Because of whatever profit, I don't know what profits they make, but they must be making something before they're doing it. And I believe the something is that they're getting off, but I believe, like what David Icke says, I'm not saying it's reptilians, but I think there's a demonic force doing this. And the demonic force is dying because of people, when you awaken spiritually, you kill the demonic force within your space. I know, because that happened to me when I had this awakening. All the fears and anxieties, those are our personal demons. We all have inner demons, and that's your real demons. And those are your emotions. Once you heal them, that's it. And that's what this unexpected awakening did for me. But all this awakening was a choice for me to go within. I never did it before, and I didn't know it was called a spiritual awakening. And that's why I passed this on. That's all you do. You just follow your feelings. And that accesses what they call the tiny space in the heart, which is the doorway to your divinity. Happiness, joy, bliss, euphoria, abundance in your life. And you see, 5 year nothing can get to you then, because then you realise that you're the infinite all. But if you're watching, you're meant to watch it, everything falls to divine order. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.